Anyways, what is scaling? So I know that I bring this up an awful lot. I'm saying, oh, always use a rig whenever you're scaling, or blah 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 blah. But I'm actually referring to a few specific things. Now, whenever you're generating a rig, you're going to go up to Avatar and you're going to click Rig Builder. Personally, we use R6 for the rigs because all of the characters in the game are R6. So we're going to click Block Avatar, go over here. This is our rig, okay? This is the exact scale of what a person is going to be in the game. Now that isn't the same for R15, but we don't have R15 in this game, so I'm not going to go too in depth about it. I'm going to load in and see it is the pretty much exact same. I have hair that makes it look like my forehead is bigger, but it is the same. It's the same exact size. So whenever I say, oh, remember to use scaling, I'm referring to the fact that whenever you're making a model, you want to have a rig there so that you can see what the player size to the model that you made is. And that applies to like a lot of things. This door, this table thing. See, I actually made this too big, but I don't care that much. But overall, yeah, that is that. And then I really wanted to bring this up earlier, but you know. Another part of scaling is over here, you go to model, and you're going to see this rotate, move, snap to parts. You want to have all of these selected, okay? Now, you'll usually start with this being rotate, rotate 50 or something. I don't remember the thing that you start with, but for me personally, I use rotate 22.5. So I get an evenly split thing of, oh yeah, it was 45 per block, and I use 22.5 because this is definitely not the same as this, and they have a lot of differences. So when I'm using a thing, I like to have space to make it look as specific as I would like. And then over here, I like having moves set to 0.5 studs instead of 1 because that makes a big difference whenever you're scaling. And scaling is essentially the model size, I guess is the best way to say that. So this is a 1x1 block. Now, this seems like it's pretty decently sized, right? Using a 1x1 block for tables, chairs, whatever you'd like. But the problem with this is that it's very chunky. It is very chunky. Now, when I am building, I like to have it set to 0.5 at all times. And this is the scaling that I use personally. So instead of these, you would get this as the smallest possible block. And I really prefer this because not only is it not too intricate, but it's also a lot less chunky and it really helps you build a lot better. See, we'll do 0.5 compared to 1. That is a big difference, and it really, really helps to have it at 0.5. And then I use 0.22.5 to get it how I would like it. Snapping to parts is very important because if you have a part here And you see how it like snaps immediately in place. Now you can actually hold down shift and you could get it really specific. But once you let go of shift, it'll go like this, okay? So the way to actually have specific things is to let go of your mouse first and then shift. But instead of that, you can unclick this and what the hell? What? Okay, wait, I think I understand. You can move, but... Huh? Okay, wait, I think I get it. So, see, if you're scaling, for example... What the hell? What the hell? What the hell? Okay, sorry. Anyways... Huh? Never mind, we're ignoring that for now. So, let's do 2 blocks right now, okay? And then, say you want an effect. We're gonna do particle emitter. Right, okay. So here's the block, here's the particle emitter. You can change the transparency of it, you can change the size of the particles, 0.5. You can change the light influence to whatever you want. You can change the light emission to whatever you want. You can change the color to whatever you want. You can change the rate that it goes up to whatever you want. You can change the rotation to whatever you want. You can change the speed that it goes at whatever you want. You can change the, probably not that, but you can change the, God, I don't know. You can change the shape to whatever you want. Say I want a spear. This is for like how it goes out. Say I want a spear, it'll go out like that. Say I want a cylinder, it'll go out like that. Say I want a disc, it'll go out like that. Say I want a box, it'll go out like that. Wind effects drag, we don't have wind, so you don't really have to, but yeah. Orientation, facing camera world up, blah 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 blah. A cool thing about having this is that the particles, they have this like star shape, don't they? So I know that you can change that. I'm not entirely sure how. I know that you can change that. Texture. See, now it's spitting that one out. Now it's spitting as now it's Peo. See, it can be whatever you want, man. And I do recommend anyways, I'm gonna delete that. And then say that you want to create a union of 2 shapes. So you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna just merge this one there. Yeah, see how it's like doing that? Yeah, that sucks, right? Group this. A reminder that grouping is by holding down shift and then pressing the other one. And then you can group it by doing Control G. And then probably just ignore that because we don't need that for what we're doing right now. And we can union these. And you see here, it's one shape. See? The only problem with this is that, to my knowledge... Oh, never mind. Separate. See? See? And by the way, I did that by... Okay, you know what? We'll do this again. Control-Shift-L. Control-Shift-G. So we're going to click Control-Shift and G. Okay? I right-click on this, and then I go into solid modeling, and then I'm going to separate by clicking Control-Shift-U. Now, instead of doing that, I'm going to hold down Control-Shift, and then I'm going to press U. So Control Shift U, and then Control Shift G. U, G, U, G, U, G. Okay? Now I'm gonna separate these for now. You can create pretty much whatever you would like here, but I think that'll be all for today, I believe. Oh, don't do that. Don't do what I just did. That's scaling. Yep,